Engine's still warming up. Alright, so what I'm doing at the moment is I can't find my normal drill, so I'm going to use this one. This is an 1.5-inch tub stopper, but the inside of this fits perfectly into the neck of that coolant degas bottle on the 6.0. So, and I have some extra vacuum line laying around. Please forgive me for the messiness of my desk, but I'm going to drill a hole in that, shove this hole through, and find a clear plastic bottle. And then we're going to test for head gasket failure or EGR cooler problem. Alright, got that hole drilled, that plumbed through, nice snug fit. All I have to do is find a clear bottle and we'll go test that cooling system. Alright, we got our thing set up here in the background. It's that tub stopper stuck into the degas bottle, and we've got a mason jar, some water in it. What I'm going to do is start it up. Watch for bubbles. There probably should be some. I don't know. Maybe there shouldn't be. Either way, in the videos I've seen so far and other people doing similar things, it looks like there is always a little. But we're going to basically run it, disconnect the electrical input on the turbo, and that'll relax the turbo, taking away back pressure from the EGR cooler. And if the bubbles stop or drastically reduce, then we know we have an EGR cooler problem. And if they persist the entire time and it looks bad, that's probably a head gasket. Well, let's fire it up and find out. Got some bubbles. I'm going to try and disconnect the turbo, plug it, and bullshit. Would you look at that? All I did was unplug the turbo. We'll plug it back in. And we'll unplug it. Plug back in. Unplug. Well, looks like we have a ruptured EGR cooler. Oh, that's gonna be a fuck ton of work. Alright, so a while back I was doing some testing on the 2005 F250 to determine if it was an EGR cooler problem, and I diagnosed it as an EGR cooler problem. And then so since this truck is a work truck, I had the privilege of being able to actually take it somewhere because I didn't have enough space to work on it in case it got cold. So, this truck now has a brand new oil cooler, an EGR cooler, and in my previous test I capped the coolant reservoir, and we were looking at differences in like bubbles and stuff. So I wanted to wrap back around at this point and show you guys what it looks like now that we know that we have good parts in the motor. And our temperatures are staying way closer to each other. I've got a little gauge thing inside the dash, but yes, let's go look at that. virtually no bubbles. And when we were testing it before, we would disconnect our connector that is on the turbo. Hold on a second. And unplug it. Because it would change the turbo itself would change the back pressure on the exhaust, and it would change how much bubbles come through. So with a brand new EGR cooler and a brand new oil cooler, I think the EGR one's probably the one we're gonna fixate on, but since that's brand new, basically nothing. So I guess that's what we want it to look like. So till next time, have a good one, my good dudes.